Hey, Shalom, this is your brother Zionash. First off, I'd like to give all glory and honor to Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawahshi, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders of GMS, from whom I learned this truth, and Shalom to the brothers and sisters at home and scattered abroad. Keep the faith and keep the commandments. Keep the faith in Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawahshi, who the Lord ignorantly calls God and Jesus Christ. Just a quick rebuke on a brother who had a contention with Christ and said he was not an apostle, preached to not keep the law, and went so far as to say he's the Antichrist. And we're going to quickly rebuke that. He first brought out Galatians 3:10 through 13. For as many as are the works of the law are under the curse. For it is written, cursed is everyone that continueth not in all things, which are written in the book of the law to do them. This is Galatians 3:10. But that no man is justified by the law in the sight of God. It is evident, for the just shall live by faith. And the law is not of faith, but the man that doeth them shall live in them. Christ hath redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. Salaki. For it is written, cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree. And he brought this precept out, saying that Paul rejected the teachings of Christ and said we're not supposed to keep the law anymore. Which my brother believes we are supposed to keep the law, which we are, in accordance to the precept I'm about to bring out in a second. But first, I want to bring out that Paul did indeed keep the law, and he was under the 12 chosen apostles, and he went to them for guidance and guidance and counsel. So this is Acts 15 verse 1. Yeah. And certain men which came down from Judea taught the brethren and said, except ye be circumcised after the manners of Moses, ye cannot be saved. So there were certain Jews from Judea telling Gentiles that they had to be circumcised in order to be saved. Acts 15 verse 2. When therefore Paul and Barnabas had no small dissension and disputation with them, they determined that Paul and Barnabas and certain other of them should go up to Jerusalem unto the apostles and elders about this question. So real quick, if you go into Matthew 10 verses 2 through 4, you'll get the names of the 12 apostles. Now, the names of the 12 apostles are these. The first, Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew his brother, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew the publican, James the son of Alphaeus and Lebbaeus, whose surname was Thaddeus, Simon the Canaanite, and Judas Iscariot, who also betrayed him. And if you go into Acts 1 and 26, it'll say, we'll start at 23. And they appointed two, Joseph called Barsabbas, who was surnamed Justus, and Matthias. And they prayed and said, Thou Lord, which knoweth the hearts of all men, show whether of these two thou hast chosen, that he may take part in this ministry and the apostleship, from which Judas by transgression fell, that he might go down to his own place, or that he might go to his own place, and they gave forth their lots, and the lot fell with Matthias. So that was the new 12th apostle after Judas, and he was numbered with the 11 apostles. So going back to Acts 15, Paul wasn't part of the original 12 apostles. but he was sanctioned by the Most High and was actually under the order of the 12 apostles and sought their counsel, seeked their counsel. So my brother's premise was he thought that Paul, through Galatians 3:10 through 13, that Paul was teaching that teaching the commandments is a curse, or keeping the commandments is a curse. So then as a rebuttal, I brought out Romans 6. This is Romans 6 verse 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? God forbid. How shall we that are dead in sin live any longer therein? This is verse 14 in Romans chapter 6. For sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace. Verse 15. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid. So Paul not only taught to keep the law, he actually kept the law. He kept the holy feast days. He was actually a student in the law and a teacher of the law. Even before he started his ministry preaching Christ. Real name Yahawahshi. So I ended out in a rebuttal with that, and ended with 2 Ezra 9 and 7. And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works, and by faith whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, that's Jacob's trouble, and shall see my salvation in my land, when he prophesied he will return us back to our homeland, Israel, and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and close out on that. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Say shalom. Peace. Keep the faith and the commandments.